All right, what's everyone? Pigskin Politics. I'm Brandon.
I'm Nick.
All right, kind of a special one this time. We decided we're going to do things a little bit different, and that is in big part thanks to a shout out we got from Ingraven.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was simple.
I actually sent him a DM on Facebook, and I just sent him a long question just asking for advice about how I should go about making this channel and what he did to, succeed his own way. And he gave out some genuine advice. I think he's an actual intelligent person. He's got a lot of respect, too. He's got a lot of subscribers, and he seems like a pretty just cool guy, man. That was awesome.
It was amazing. He didn't have to do any of that for us, and I can't express enough, bottom of my heart, man. Thank you. That was that meant a lot.
That did actually help. We did get more subscribers and more views from that. It wasn't much, but dude, I'll take it.
Yeah. I think the advice is what's important there.
You did give us some good advice. One of your advisories that you gave to us was be consistent with their videos. And if anyone from Team Keep It Clean is watching this, it's not going to be like an Ingraven thing where we specifically just talk about the Ravens mostly, or he does NFL questions from subscribers. It's going to be more or less like every single Wednesday we're going to be putting out our own video about predictions for the week and Survivor picks. That's what we're going to be about.
Yeah.
And the main gist of today was to talk why we're doing this.
First and foremost, still thanking him. Some of that great advice he had. Decided we'll take down the green screen. We got one. We don't really know how to edit. We barely edit anything. I think what's important here is our content, what we say. I don't care if someone listens to it on headphones. We're not even that handsome. You just play it, I don't care. I don't care what you see. One day we'll figure out the editing. But for now, I think what we're saying is the important part.
We're not advertising or anything. We're not getting money from this. We're not putting a lot of money into it and editing and doing special crap.
Yeah.
Honestly, we just made our first video wasn't very good if you look at it. It was the Steelers video. We didn't know how to edit it. It looks like crap.
Yeah.
Just letting you know.
We typically just do one take.
We threw it on there for somehow it got 60 views, and we're like, okay, we'll make one about the Jets being overrated. That got 80. Mm-hmm. Then the next one, big drop off.
Yeah.
It went down to 40 or something, and that was because I don't think Niners fans like what I said about the Niners. I don't hate the Niners or anything. But
we'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
But my friends aren't even giving me those courtesy views anymore.
It's sad.
They'll be back. It hurts just a little bit.
But first and foremost, one of the things that I asked about or told Ingraven about what he touched up on was I think analysts can be full of crap. And it's true. And I'll relate to that for Ravens fans, honestly. You
got this.
Put it this way. I love the NFL and I love the draft. I watch the draft every year and I read a bunch of mock drafts. And this year, the Ravens were mocked to, I think, N'Keal Harry and a couple other wide receivers and some linemen. And then one day I was reading a mock draft and it said the Ravens should take Kyler Murray. And I don't know what irrational thought would make someone think that we'd take a backup quarterback 2 years in a row. Because we used a first-round pick on Lamar Jackson because Joe Flacco was a starter 2 years ago, last year. That would mean, 2 years in a row we'd use a first-round pick on a backup quarterback for some reason. And his reasoning was because his skill set kind of resembled Lamar Jackson's. But I don't see why, because we still had RG3 on the roster. That made zero sense for me. It was just wasteful. I felt like that guy didn't know what he was talking about. It got so much traction that Garrett Downing from Baltimore Ravens actually, I think, got on late for work and wrote a thing called, Would the Ravens Actually Draft Kyler Murray? And I think it was just a hypothetical thing, just kind of seeing what fans thought. And about 80% of the fans on Facebook were like, that's dumb, dude. Why would you do that? But the other 20 were like, oh, yeah, we got a running back. We totally need another quarterback. Don't listen to those guys. Please don't. Another thing is if you go on NFL.com or just YouTube and you type in NFL season predictions, I don't know who the analyst's name is. It didn't say. But he gave predictions about the entire NFL. And he did the AFC North first. He did the Browns and then he did the Ravens. When he got to the Ravens, he said the Browns and the Steelers would sweep the Ravens. But just the way he said it just irked me. It just like he had no thought into it. He said the Ravens would start out 9-5, and then by week 15 they would lose to the Browns in week 16 and to the Steelers. He goes, "Oh, we know this happens. They always lose out the last loss," and it just bugs me because that didn't happen last year. They had a different quarterback, and they have now a different defensive coordinator. That didn't happen last year. It's a new era. So I don't know where he's coming up with this thing. It even happened with the offense. You know, after the Ravens lost to the Chargers, you heard so much about how the Chargers set a blueprint about how to beat the Ravens now. Lamar Jackson's defeated. And they're just going to use that blueprint and beat them. The Ravens lost that playoff game, man. You don't think they know that there was a flaw in that system? Marty Mornhinweg's gone. They have a new OC. Why would they use the same exact offense and just keep losing? It makes no sense. They didn't put any thought into this, and that's why I think analysts are full of crap. It can even relate to other teams. I'm just relating to the Ravens to talk to you guys about this.
Yeah. But yeah, let's just roll into it. So the topic outside of the thank you is just, what is Pigskin Politics? What's it about? Mostly, it's just, first and foremost, genuine love of football. Me and him met. We talked about football a lot. We talk about football way too much, frankly, as anyone else tells us. But I just love it. It's something special to me. Ever since I was a kid, I always enjoyed the games. I don't have passion for a lot of things in life, but football especially just is something unique. There's weight to all the games that other sports don't do for me. It's all encompassing, honestly, and I just love it top to bottom. I even love games where I technically don't care about the outcome. It's something special, and I love it, and I just want to talk about it more. You know, I feel like I know some stuff. Maybe I can
educate some people and have some good conversations about football.
Some better ones.
Yeah. Well, what I mean by better ones, I mean don't just say Jimmy Garoppolo and that's your reasoning for why someone's going to win a game.
Yeah, let's actually roll into that. So, big point. Another reason why we're doing this is analysts lately. I feel a lot of them have really gotten lazy, intellectually lazy is what I'd call it.
Yes.
In the sense of, I understand they know their stuff, or they should know their stuff if they have a job as an analyst, and they'll look into something, but they won't describe it, or they won't use reasoning that holds up or is, say, a little bit lacking in some regards. You said the Jimmy Garoppolo thing. We'll kind of go back to one of our videos a little bit. We ripped on Jimmy Garoppolo in our Niners overhype video.
I did.
We're not haters of the team. We don't dislike them. I mean, heck.
I don't dislike Jimmy Garoppolo with the Niners. I just dislike that he's getting so hyped up mainly because of the fact that he's unproven.
Yes.
I think he's entirely unproven. And what I mean by that is, what exactly has he done?
Yeah.
He started out and won the first 5 games, but if you go back and look at the video, I completely just debunked that and why he won those games. They were either games that didn't matter because the teams were already out of the playoffs, or just locked into a playoff seed and they didn't care. They were sleeping on it.
And whatever. I mean, and then he rolls into this year and he goes 1-2 as a starter, and he could have arguably even lost that game against the Lions. He threw a pick late that got overturned by a penalty. And I'm not saying that's damning of him. All I'm saying is that's still a very small sample size. We have the wins, we have losses, we have... But we don't have that and for that small sample size, they gave him a hell of a lot of money, $137.5 million. I'm not a hater on Garoppolo. I gotta say that because I've been called a hater a couple times now, by a couple friends even. I don't hate them. I'm a pump your brakes type of guy. I get what people say. I'm all for listening to why they say it. I didn't like the reason with Garoppolo, and I feel everyone is far too sold on it. But
absolutely,
we'll see.
man.
He can be good. We'll see. I wanted to go back, say,
pump your brakes, please.
But the intellectually lazy part comes in. I can't name the videos top of my head, but there have been enough I've seen where maybe even that guy did it in a couple of his Niner predictions. But intellectually lazy, the reasoning is not good enough. I've seen it with the Niners where they're like, oh, Jimmy Garoppolo is really good. So let's say they're playing the Bengals. Oh, they're playing the Bengals. They have Jimmy G. W. Oh, they're playing, but it's Jimmy G. That's a W. And
it
again,
was bad last year, man. Last year was worse than this year, but this year they're still
enough where I feel the need to point it out.
I think it's lazy and just giving the reason Jimmy Garoppolo is not a good reason for me.
No.
Who I think is actually really good is Good Morning Football. They're good analysts.
Yes.
And they actually give a reason to why they think something's going to happen. I'm not going to be specific, but they'll say something, like they'll say, okay, the Jets are going to be this, or the Giants, and because of reasons A, B, C, D, E, and they go in depth with it, not just, Jimmy Garoppolo. That's their only reason.
Yeah. And
I like Kay Adams. I like Peter Schrager, or how the heck you say his name. Nate Burleson, I think that's his name.
shout out.
Yeah, shout out to you.
But yeah, that's basically the thing. I really like when they discuss it, and I feel sometimes they don't. I feel it's just lazy to just be like, this is why, and it's not even they're good, they're bad type. Or actually, yeah, look at the Patriots and the Dolphins. The Patriots always lose the Dolphins in Miami every year, and every single year, without fail, the Pats get predicted to sweep the Dolphins. I don't know why it happens, but they always do. But it would mean so much more to me if someone would pay attention to that, because before every time, everyone's like, yeah, Pats are going to win. And it's unanimous. It's, yep, Pats are going to do it. And then it happens, and it's just like, you guys are pros, and not one of you said, maybe this won't happen this time. I mean, the Monday night the other year, that was crazy. The miracle, that was crazy. At some point, we just got
lost.
Yeah, at some point, we just got to be like, all right, you guys are pros, but you don't seem to be following the trends. That bugs me. That's what I mean by intellectually lazy.
Maurice Jones-Drew does that. He's one of the analysts I don't really like that well. Was it a few years ago he predicted like the Seahawks and the Raiders to go to the Super Bowl, and neither one of those teams were good that year?
No, not really.
He does this crap. It's same with Skip Bayless.
Oh, God,
there's another one that just gives false hope for Cowboys fans, and he likes the Steelers and Patriots too, and it's the same crap every year.
Yeah, the same popular teams. I don't even think he knows what he's talking about most of the time. In fact, that's a big reason why we started doing this. If he can have a show, why can't we have a channel? I mean, I feel like we know at least as much as Skip Bayless, if not more. I mean, kind of a low bar, but I think we can pull that.
There's a video out there now about Skip Bayless arguing with himself.
Yeah.
Watch it. It's hilarious. He argues with himself about Aaron Rodgers contradicting himself.
That leads to the other thing. Flopping is a huge thing these days. I see it a lot where I don't want to put Colin Cowherd on the spotlight, but I've seen that with him a lot lately. I really liked his videos a couple years ago.
Same.
And I started to watch a lot more of them. And I don't know if he started to do it recently or if it was just now watching more of them I noticed more, because it started, he said something.
That's what it was.
And then near the end of the year, he's like, yep, this. And I'm like, but didn't you say the opposite? And yeah, he just...
Colin Cowherd does contradict him. He'll be like, oh, Baker Mayfield's just a piece of crap. He's a loser. And then, oh, but he's so talented. Yep. And now he's like dissing OBJ. I'm like, weren't you just liking him when he was in New York, man? Yeah. I feel like he's a flop.
I don't like that anymore.
I don't like it. I used to really like Colin Cowherd, but now it's just...
not as much. But at the very least, there's enough of the fake stuff. I feel we can come up with enough to at least rationalize why we think the way we want to think, or why we're going to say what we want to say. We're not haters. We don't hate. Okay, we do hate a few teams, but we'll at least give the reasons of why we think what we think. And we can still be wrong, but, you know, I respect someone for saying something bold and being incorrect than saying something lazy but being correct, if you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean. I mean, even if I say something and I don't have a good reason behind that, I'll say, I've done it before on this channel where I'm like, hey man, I don't have a good reason for this, but this is this.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you that's not a good reason.
No.
But some analysts don't do that. I mean, at least go in depth about your reason.
Yeah. Or at least and don't try and rationalize it with some bull crap either. What was that one where the guy was talking about MVP candidates and he had Goff over Mahomes, and the reason he gave of why he had Goff over Mahomes was completely made up, and it was immediately debunked, and then they just kept rolling. It's like, no, I mean, if you just went with your gut, I'd have been fine with that. What I had a problem with was something that was debunked. That was the problem there. But again, I digress. Yeah, I mean...
He says we have biases, but I don't know. I mean somewhat, like, I mean, as a Ravens fan, I kind of dislike the Bengals a lot, and the Steelers, but I respect them. Like, we did an AFC prediction earlier, like 2 weeks ago, and I did have the Steelers winning the division.
Which I didn't agree with.
I said they were overrated because I thought they were not a Super Bowl team, but I do think they could win the division. I respect them. I just don't like them.
Yeah. And, as long as you can say that from the heart, I get it. It's fine.
Same, like, I could say, hey, man, I don't like the Patriots. I don't like the Cowboys. That doesn't mean I pick against them. I do.
Oh, yeah, I still totally pick them to win a lot.
I still think the Patriots are going to be 12-4.
I hate them with a passion. But,
I'm realistic, though.
Yeah, I got reasons for it. I know why. And, that's really all it is. Beyond that, I got a story. Big reason I wanted to make these channels was Browns a couple years ago. They were 1-15. I kind of like the Browns, low-key Browns fan, but everyone's a low-key Browns fan if you ask me. But I was thinking, man, they're really bad, but they could be better. And I was coming up with ideas to help them, and I never made a video. Then they went 0-16, and I was like, oh, thank God they didn't win a game. I can still do this. And I put it off again. I was lazy. I had the hashtag and everything, save the Browns. It was going to be awesome. I wanted to be unique, come up with it. I think they're going to be fine, and I missed that train. I couldn't help them, or I probably wouldn't have, but I'd have really liked to have been immortalized with that, because I've been saying that idea for 3 years, and I was just lazy. And it's easy to be like, oh man, I believed in the Browns before they were good, and if you don't put the evidence out there, anyone's going to tell you, yeah, but did you though? And it's a big part of it. At some point, I'd like to do more of this, maybe get some people to think that I know what I'm talking about, maybe help people win some money or something. But if I can't back up what I say, what's the point? I gotta actually do it. It's nothing to say, oh yeah, I believed in them back then when they were terrible. But
that's basically what Pigskin politics is going to be about.
Yeah.
We think analysts are full of crap most of the time.
Yes.
Some of them are good. I'm not going to say all of them are bad. Specifically, it's Skip Bayless, Colin Cowherd, Maurice Jones-Drew, and others.
Maybe don't call everyone out right now. I mean, they're more powerful than us, dog.
That was 3.
Okay, whatever.
But anyway, and then, what did I say? Every Tuesday or Wednesday, we're going to take Ingraven's advice and be consistent and make prediction videos for the week and go in-depth analysis about each team, why this team could win or why they're going to lose. And do 3 picks for Survivor and really talk about it.
Yeah, I mean...
I was good at Survivor. I made it to week 14 last year.
I won. I was...
Yeah. So, I mean, we know what we're talking about.
I mean, enough. We know enough to maybe help educate others, or maybe just to point out something that everyone else is overlooking. That's really all this is about. I just need more football, And, I think that... about covers it. Tuesdays, we'll talk about that. Maybe we'll throw out another video every now and again if we got a good story.
We're not going to do it this Tuesday. I don't really care about preseason.
Nah, but we'll get there.
But we'll do that before this week, and then week 1 we'll be in Miami. We're actually from Montana, but I know it's weird. I'm a Ravens fan from Montana. He's a Dolphins fan, but
no way anyone could have known.
This is actually our first NFL game. We were going to go 2 years ago to the Ravens-Dolphins game in Baltimore.
No,
but that didn't go that well for the Dolphins. I'm not going to say the final score, but
shut up. Whatever. We're not talking about that. We're talking about this.
But
whatever.
Can't wait to be there, and hopefully we get to talk to Ingraven and we can talk about this a little bit more and thank him again, man.
Yeah,
that actually was really cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We're taking advice. Granted, I think we got the gist. We don't really know how to edit. Took down the green screen. I don't know how to get rid of What's over?
The Anna Monica sign?
No, but like I said, it's about what we say, not about what we can view. Maybe we'll figure that out one day, but I just care about what we're doing right now. And I
See you guys next time.
Yeah, I think that covers it. So, yeah. Bye.